When it comes to real estate investing, people say that negative cash flow is a really bad thing. If you buy a property, you want to make sure that you make money with it every single month. And a lot of people want to make money with it from the very beginning. Well, let me tell you something about negative cash flow. Have you ever invested in like an IRA or a 401k or something like that? You know that when you invest in that, they take money out of your pocket every single month in order to put it into this investment? Do you know what the definition of negative cash flow is? It's when you have to put money out of your pocket into an investment every single month. So I don't want to hear from anybody who invests in stocks or options or 401ks or anything like that talk to me about negative cash flow. Because unless your stock portfolio is giving you dividends every single month, then you most definitely are negatively cash flowing into your investments. You may say, yeah, but when I put money into my stock portfolio, it goes up in value and then there's interest that's earned and compounding interest. Yeah, I get all that. But money is coming out of your pocket every single month. Let's say I were to buy a real estate property for, $250,000. And I get a loan on it for $225,000. I bring $25,000 of my own money into the deal. And then I put another $50,000 into fixing it up. So when all is said and done, let's say this property was worth $400,000. If you take away the closing costs when I buy it, when I refinance it, and let's say I'm able to refinance the property and I'm able to get a loan on it for $300,000. And I end up leaving about $20,000 into the deal. Let's say I lock in an equity position of about $80,000 of forced appreciation because I took something under market value, I made it look a lot better, and I brought up the value. Let's say I don't make any cash flow on this property. In fact, let's say I have to come out of pocket $200 a month in order to keep this asset. You may think that I'm not doing very well because I'm negatively cash flowing. And you may think that your stocks are awesome. Well, let's look at it this way. When it comes to real estate, I have various sources of income. One source is cash flow. Here in this example, the cash flow is negative. But I also have something called appreciation, which means that every year that property is likely going to be worth more than the year before. That's not necessarily guaranteed because properties don't always go up every single year. But if you look historically, properties tend to go up over time. And not only that, but I also experience something called depreciation, which means that because I have a tangible asset, well, over time, the materials and everything that went in to build that house are looked at as used and they get older over time. And so they say, well, it's not the same as the cost of brand new materials. So the actual physical house depreciates over time and I get to save money on my taxes because of that. I also benefit by debt pay down. What that means is when I have a loan and I have somebody in my property and they're making rent payments every month, the principal balance on the loan that I have gets paid down every month by my tenant. So because I'm able to find this asset under market value and I can create a big gain right at the beginning, and because I have several sources of income from real estate, even if I negatively cash flow, my overall gain with the real estate is very positive. So don't just look at real estate for the amount of cash flow that it can produce for you today. You got to look at the asset as a whole and take into account all of the areas of profit.